Welcome to this week's episode of the Smarketing Show. It is Shannon Ferguson and I taking it to the streets today. Shannon is a busy bee. She's a co-founder and CEO at FanSaves, 40 under 40, sponsorship and marketing professional, TV and podcast host, on and on and on. Shannon, you wear a lot of hats. Welcome to our show and tell us what you do.
Hi, Melissa. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Yeah, I guess I do wear a couple of hats, but I love it. It keeps me busy. It keeps, it keeps life exciting. So, like you said, I'm the co-founder and CEO of FanSaves. That's my main hat that I wear. And what we're doing at FanSaves is really, changing what sponsorship looks like, digitalizing those paper coupons that so many people are used to seeing at sporting events and different, sponsorship-based events, and really bringing those into one digital and cohesive platform. So giving people discounts and deals, connecting fans to sponsors from teams and organizations. So it's been a blast. And it's just so much fun. I feel grateful every day for the life that I've kind of created.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And digital, I mean, what better way? No one in the millennial generation or any of these upcoming generations want to deal with paper. So how did you come about with FanSaves?
Yeah, that's a great question. So my co-founder, Chris McCarthy, is also my life partner. But back in 2016, 2017, we were working together. We were colleagues. We managed the sales and marketing of two minor professional hockey teams. So in the summertime, in 2017, we were out selling sponsorships separately. And at the end of the day, we'd come together and we'd both run into the same problems where businesses were asking for more from their sponsorship dollars. They didn't just simply want a rink board or a scoreboard ad or a coupon in the back of the game day program. They really were craving more. They were asking for something digital, something that tracked customer demographics and return on investment, and something that actually brought people into their businesses. So we didn't have anything like that. And that's when the light bulb moment kind of happened, where we said, let's create an app that offers fans discounts and deals from the sponsors of our team. And we realized we could help a lot more than just our team. And since then, we've evolved into a full platform, not just an app. And it's just been such a blast. We're working with over 60 organizations across North America. More than 800 brands and businesses are offering deals, and we're up to a team of 8 across Canada. So just really blessed by putting that plan into action back in 2017 has really brought us.
That's amazing. Awesome. Well done and congratulations on what you're doing. And he's still your life partner after all of this. That's
yeah,
awesome.
We always say we must like each other a little bit because
Absolutely.
we work together, we live together, we enjoy this crazy wild ride together, and I really wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. So we actually feel like it's our secret sauce.
That's amazing. I love that. That's so great. So how did you co-found FanSaves while working in minor professional hockey yourself?
Yeah, so it was actually it really worked out well. So I had my first company, my first business that I opened was actually a marketing events company. So these the hockey teams I was working for were actually my clients. So I was really fortunate to be able to, continue with my marketing business and use those tools and, different things that I already had at my fingertips and apply it to growing FanSaves. And Chris's background in marketing and sales as well really helped us just continue to grow. A lot of times tech companies are started by developers and programmers and engineers, people who know the tech. Chris and I are non-technical co-founders, but we had that sales and marketing background, and we really used it to our advantage. And we were able to pilot with the teams we were working with. We were able to then go out and use the network we had built in minor pro hockey to test this, to make sure there was product market fit. And yeah, really just intertwine the two. And I know not everyone is as fortunate as we are to be able to do that, but it really worked out.
That's fantastic. What adversity have you had to overcome as a woman working in sports?
Yeah, that's a great question. I always like to bring it back to when I was a kid. When I started playing competitive hockey, I was one of the only girls in the league. So I played hockey with boys. Growing up, I always, had a lot of guy friends. And my first job in marketing, in sports marketing, I was oftentimes the only woman on my team. And then working in minor pro hockey, not many women there either. So for a very long time, I loved it. I love it. But for a long time, I kind of had blinders on where I didn't even recognize how I was being treated, and I didn't have a voice, and I would let a lot of things slide and, get in on the jokes. And, it was actually Chris, when we were working in for one of the teams, who actually pointed it out one day and called one of the, front office men out and said, "Hey man, you shouldn't speak to her like that. Like, what are you saying that for?" And it was that moment where I said, "Oh, that I shouldn't be treated that way."
Light bulb moment.
Yeah, because for so long, I think, I was almost in defense mode where it's like, get in on the joke, have a better joke, and come back with something better and be wittier. And that's how you kind of protect yourself. So I really, I owe a lot to Chris for being that first man to really say, "Hey, that's not right." And since then, I've been able to find my voice. I help other women in sports, other women in tech, really recognize when they are not being treated properly and when they should be saying "Hey, that's not cool." You don't have to, I always say, you don't have to make a big scene about it, but kind of just making sure that the man that's saying that joke or making that comment or treating you unfairly recognizes what they're doing, because it's a lot of unconscious bias. I don't think men in sports are necessarily out to get women. That's never what I like to say.
Right.
But I think that there are just a lot of times they just have to know, oh yeah, you should maybe say something a little differently.
Right. It's all about awareness, right? What I love about that is that you've gone wider and higher and deeper with all of that, right? It's not just FanSaves and digitalizing this stuff, but it's women and empowering them, etc. So I love that. So I have to know, you played competitive hockey. What position did you play? Or do you play? Do you still play?
I don't play anymore. We actually, in the winter, we live on a river, so we do make a huge rink. So we play for fun. I haven't played in a couple of years, but I'm always open to getting back out and giving it a go. I played for many years, got scouted to play in university, and I played right wing and center. So I like to score goals.
Fantastic. Obviously you do, and you're still scoring goals. That's fantastic. Talk to me a little bit about sponsorship and how it's changed since the pandemic, and why do teams need to pay attention to the digital diversity now occurring in this landscape we're faced with?
That's a great question, because as awful and disruptive the pandemic was for so many people, in a way, Chris and I and our team have always looked at it and said, wow, this couldn't have really happened at a better time for FanSaves, because we launched our first version of FanSaves in early 2018, and even then it was hard. Teams and people knew things were going more digital, but they were still a bit apprehensive. And what happened with this digital shift because of the pandemic is a lot of other elements in sports have had to go digital. So digital ticketing, concessions are digital, many arenas and stadiums are cashless. So there hasn't been as much focus on making sponsorship digital and making sure that fans can access those sponsors and support those sponsors before the game, after the game, even in the off season. So now, since the pandemic, teams are really, changing their strategies. Their budgets are going more towards digital, and it just makes sense. And we just feel lucky that we kind of figured this out before the pandemic and had those few years to really get our product and our business together. And that's why we've seen a lot of growth this year coming out of the pandemic. We just had to get through the pandemic. Coming out, we've had our best sales year yet, and we're just really excited for what's to come.
Wow, that's fantastic. Congratulations again on what you're doing. It's fantastic. Not only are you helping women, but you're helping get sponsorships out there digitally, and it's fantastic. I love it. Well, Shannon, how can someone find you or Chris if they want to get involved in this, participate in this, their business, et cetera, et cetera? How could they get a hold of you?
For sure. The best way, like our website is www.fansaves.com. That is where people can actually go follow their favorite teams. FanSaves is like Instagram meets Groupon. So you follow your favorite teams and then get deals from their sponsors. So check fansaves.com out. Definitely follow us on LinkedIn. FanSaves has a LinkedIn page. Chris and I have our own individual brands as well. If you want to contact me personally, you can reach out through my website, shannonferguson.ca. And then I'd love to connect on socials, Instagram, LinkedIn, like I mentioned, and even TikTok. I'm getting into that right now, which has been quite the experience.
Absolutely.
I've never
it's a
felt
fun
older.
one. It's so true, isn't it? So I'll see you and Chris on there dancing. Is that what we should expect?
Definitely not dancing, but I like to do the tips for the, working in sports or being a woman.
Absolutely.
But I leave the dancing to like the 20-year-olds.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, Shannon. It was great to meet you. Congratulations again on what you're doing. And we'll see everyone next week on the Smarketing Show.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Smarketing Show. If you enjoyed today's show, please like, share, and subscribe to get the latest B2B insights to help you market and sell to win.